There's a massive mistake that I'm seeing SaaS funders make when it comes to their YouTube strategy that's potentially causing them thousands of dollars every single month. They're creating two different channels, one for their personal brand and one for their business. Or even worse, they're just creating a business page and they're hiding behind that logo. This approach might seem professional at first glance, but it's just fundamentally misunderstanding how people buy and make buying decisions in 2025. I'm helping multiple AI and SaaS companies scale on YouTube right now, and I can tell you that most people don't buy from faceless channels anymore. They're actually buying from you. And if it is a faceless channel, well, they're not making as much as people or companies that actually show their face or have a face of their brand. This is exactly why companies hire UGC creators as well. It's flawed logic, and here's how the thinking usually goes when something like this happens, when they think they should separate their personal brand and their business page. They think something like, I need to look professional and established. Big companies like Microsoft, Adobe, Apple have corporate channels, so I should too. What's wrong? I don't want to mix my personal content with my business content and confuse my audience. My personal opinions might turn off potential customers, so I should keep them separate. I want my company to be bigger than just me. What if I want to sell it someday? Now, that last one is the only valid question I see here, to be honest. The rest are completely wrong. Now, the reality of how people buy SaaS products. The truth is, in a world where there are hundreds of SaaS tools that all basically do the exact same thing, people aren't buying from your features anymore. Like I can go on, Google and I can search up social media automation tools, and there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of tools out there that I can just click and sign up for or even purchase right away. People are actually buying trust. So number one, trust. Do they believe you can solve their problem? Not just your logo, not just a faceless page, but someone actually on the screen talking to them. Do they believe you? Two, connection. Do they feel like you understand their specific situation? And three, do the values align? Do they believe in the same things that you believe in? You need to be relatable. That's what you need to do in today's world. You need to have someone else on the screen. You need to have that human connection, right? None of these things come from a corporate YouTube channel with only product demos and faceless tutorials. They come from seeing you, the founder, the visionary, the amazing human behind the product that you made, behind the SaaS tool that you made, behind the mechanism that's going to get them to their goal. But there's a way around this. If you really don't want to share your face, you can just utilize UGC creators with very good personal brands, which still requires another human at the end of the day. So let me show you a few examples of brands that leverage actual people and personal brands. So for example, we have Tesla, we have Elon Musk. Everyone knows who Elon Musk is. Tesla versus legacy automakers. Tesla isn't just known for their electric cars. Of course they're cool, of course they look nice, but the only reason Tesla got a huge jump in the first place is because Elon Musk. He made himself the face of the company while all these other companies like Ford and GM focus on commercials, corporate press releases. Elon's tweets alone move the markets and keep Tesla in the public eye. His tweet, like one tweet can literally move up the market. That's pretty crazy to think about. Your personal brand weighs a lot in today's world. And then for another example, Apple versus everyone else. Apple's rise wasn't just about sleek design. Steve Jobs built a cult-like following by becoming the brand. Everyone knows him for his keynote, his black turtleneck, and storytelling that turned product launches into global events. Literally every single product launch that he had was a huge event. There were like a bunch of people. Now I wasn't there for it obviously, but I see these videos online and it's like there was such a big event, and he actually sold a vision. He didn't sell the product, he sold the vision behind the product, which is key in today's world. And then third, we have Amazon versus the traditional retail market. Now, as you know, Amazon pretty much wiped out a bunch of physical stores. Jeff Bezos wasn't just flashy, but his face, letters to shareholders, long-term thinking mindset became part of Amazon's identity. People didn't just buy from Amazon, they bought into Bezos' obsession with customer experience and scale. If you watch his videos, you know Bezos would literally rather make the customer experience way better than anything else in his company. That's his main priority, the customer experience, which is why Amazon was so successful. When you prioritize your customers, your business does really well because the customers drive the business. So this is the science behind personal connection. Now, this isn't just my opinion. The psychology behind this is well established. You can look it up and you could do your own research. So number one, the mere exposure effect. People prefer things that they're familiar with. So seeing your face and logo together regularly creates familiarity. Like Elon Musk. Every time you say Elon Musk, or anytime someone says it, you automatically think Tesla. Anytime someone says Steve Jobs, you automatically think Apple. And even though, Steve Jobs isn't here anymore, RIP, he still has that personal brand that helps drive the company forward, right? Two, parasocial relationships. Viewers develop one-sided relationships with content creators they watch regularly, and you might see this happen all the time. This creates trust before they ever speak to you. So if you have UGC creators, this is why a lot of companies leverage it, because it's so easy to just get them on your platform without having to build a personal connection with them. just you yourself. It can be multiple people. That's just like leveraging other people's connections. And then three, decision fatigue. When comparing similar products, people default to one where they feel a personal connection to reduce cognitive load. This is super true, and you can't replace personal connection, and neither can AI. Nothing's going to replace personal connection. It has to be human to human. It's a different thing. So here's the Tesla and Apple paradox. You might be wondering, what about Apple? What about Tesla? They're massive brands that people love. Now, here's the paradox. Like, even these faceless corporations are actually deeply personal brands. And when I say faceless, I mean brands like, Apple, Tesla, let's see, Amazon. They don't have a face as the actual logo. They have a logo, but there's someone behind it, kind of pushing it forward a little bit. Maybe not right now because they're bigger and established, but when they first started, they needed that one personal brand to push it forward to its established position that it is in today. For example, one, we have Apple equals Steve Jobs. Every time you think of Apple, you think of Steve Jobs, and then vice versa. Well, now it's Tim Cook. Well, Jobs' personality and vision were inseparable from Apple's brand. His product launches were cultural events. That's what made Apple Apple, the Apple it is today. Two, we have Tesla, which you think of automatically Elon Musk. Tesla's loyal fan base exists largely because of Musk's personal brand, not despite it. But without Musk, I don't think Tesla would be where it is today. It's because of who he is, what he likes, people relate to him, and it's authentic. People like him. People buy from Elon, not the actual Tesla vehicle. Well, maybe now it is, but at first they need that personal brand to help push the brand forward to where it is now. Even the biggest companies in the world leverage personal brands to create emotional connections with customers. It's 100% needed for that initial push and less needed once it's established and credible, like they are today. So here's what to do instead. I'm going to give you the right strategy that you need to use if you're a SaaS vendor watching this. Here's the right approach that SaaS vendors use for YouTube. And by the way, I use this exact approach for, the SaaS founders that I work with in my YouTube content agency. We work specifically with AI and SaaS brands. So this is what we literally specialize in. So one channel strategy. Create a single YouTube channel that represents both you and your business or businesses. Maybe you have multiple that makes you even look more credible and more like an authority figure. People are going to look up to you like you're that authority. They're going to look for you for help, whatever you're selling to them. They're going to trust you because you have multiple businesses and you have a portfolio behind you. And if you only have one business, that's not a problem whatsoever. I only run Flow Social, my YouTube content agency. That's all I do. So that's not a problem whatsoever. You can still look like an authority as long as you're the best in that field. You have to make yourself the best in that field. Two, founder forward content. So you need to put yourself front and center in your videos, share your expertise, your vision, your personality, or if necessary, you can have multiple UGC creators promote it. So you always want to put your face out there, have yourself as that visionary person. That's how your company is really going to grow. Three, that you need to have the value first approach. So create content that solves problems for your ideal customers, not just demos of your product. If you can't show your customers why your tool or why your product is going to help them solve their problem, then there's no point in even putting like tutorials or like demos out there because they don't even know what it does. Right? You need to create educational videos about why it does what it does, how it can replace everything else that they're doing, or maybe if it's like an AI chatbot, how it can replace their customer service reps. And then after you post those educational videos so that they learn about it, you can create those videos on like, demos or like tutorials, things like that. You need to create the educational videos first, I'd say. Then for authentic opinions, don't be afraid to share your genuine thoughts on industry trends. This is how you differentiate yourself, to be relatable. People who are too political and hide their like political ideations and everything like that, of course you don't need to be too crazy and tell everyone everything like I voted for Trump, I like Joe Biden, he's better. If you vote for this person, don't buy my product. You don't want to do that. That's going to literally kill your business. But if you want to go that extreme. But what you can do instead is just, be honest, be genuine, share your thoughts. Don't be scared to, be out the bubble a little bit. That's the only way you're going to be different in today's world. Everyone's like pretty much the same nowadays. You want to differentiate yourself. Five, behind the scenes content. So show the human side of your business. People connect with stories, not features. Think of Apple, how they sold the vision, not the actual product. They sold the vision, not the features of the iPhone. Things like this. Apple did a really good job at this. So in 2025, where dozens of competitors are like literally offering the same like features and the same kind of product as you are, well, the only true way to differentiate yourself is by being yourself. You need to be you. Your vision, your expertise, and your authentic personality is what's going to differentiate you from everyone else. Or you can just go the second route and have a bunch of UGC creators pull up your tool like a bunch of other companies do. That's if you have the money. If you're a SaaS founder who wants to implement this exact system into your business, click the first link in the description to book a free call with me. My content agency specifically works with AI and SaaS companies. So if that's you, then I hope to see you on the call to learn how we can help you scale your business with YouTube. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video a lot more.